What's good, everybody? Welcome in to The Early Edge. It is Sunday, November 6th, 2022, and this is your daily sports betting brand of record. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all of sports betting, and it is not close. Now, as always, before we look forward to a very busy day at the brand, we must look back at how we did yesterday, and not as many check marks as we would have liked, but it is what it is on a Saturday. Of course, our Friday football picks, Emory Hump sweeping the board, and look at all of those college plays. Just because the morning show doesn't hit, you got to watch that college football show either live or on demand. They do it every single Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Now, it is always a busy day on an NFL Sunday here at the brand, and today is absolutely no different whatsoever. Later today, 12 p.m. Eastern time, we will break down every single 1 o'clock game, every single 4 o'clock game, only 2 today. Then, of course, we'll be back live tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, counting down to Sunday Night Football, best bets, props, the gem, the donkey, the goose. We've got it all. And as Christian says in the chat, ready to have a good day and meet everybody at the pay window. Let's go. Let's bring in the stars of the show. Now, I've got to ask this man a question. First and foremost, live from Nashville, Tennessee, the penthouse level. M Squared, what was it like to hang out with a man who just won $75 million last night on the Astros?
Yeah, I didn't get to hang out with him during the win, of course, but he's such a great guy. It's really cool to be around that. Absolutely incredible amounts of money. Incredible that you can even get that down to make bets that big. So props to the sportsbooks for accepting those wagers, and congratulations to Mac and the Astros. They won it fair and square.
7.5 to 1 back in March or April, whenever you put him down, and he had to sit on all those wagers for 7 months and cashed it last night. Biggest payout, gambling payout in American history. So a tip of the cap to Mattress Mac. Now, he is the man that runs everything NFL at SportsLine, and man, do we love having him on our team. He is the stoic one, RJ White. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. I'm interested to see today if any more touchdowns get scored in that Houston SMU game. I think there were 20. And not ruling out that there's going to be more today somehow.
The over came in, I think, early second quarter. The highest regulation game in history is like 77-63. Right, Mikey?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I honestly, I had to check and see if college basketball started yesterday and not Monday when I looked at the box score. That might be a higher scoring game than one of Houston's basketball games.
No doubt. Their defense is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yeah, yesterday was a lot of fun. LSU going for 2. That took some serious, if you know what I mean, and I think he became a legend at LSU because of that decision last night, because it was Nick Saban, because it was against Alabama. Going for 2 at home for the win, big time. Absolutely big time. But that was college. We now focus on today, and this is the pro game. So let's get into it. Storylines that could affect the betting lines today. And I tell you what, RJ, the Dolphins, they're becoming a team a lot of people are paying attention to, but an interesting decision, I guess, for the number to move in a direction. Why? Talk to me.
Yeah, they made the biggest deal of the deadline, and they added Bradley Chubb for, a package of picks, like a first round pick. They also upgraded running back depth to get Jeff Wilson in there, who knows that San Francisco system that they installed in there. And the line shot up in the wake of those moves to Miami minus 5.5 in some spots on Tuesday, reacting to those trades. But it has steadily dropped since. It's now down to Miami 4 in many places. I think one place might have it Miami 3.5. Maybe the market's saying Chicago's better than Detroit, who Miami beat by 4 on the road. And it seems like there's a lot of belief in the Chicago offense being legit after the last few weeks based on this line move, because Chicago traded away a key linebacker in Roquan Smith. And, they got Chase Claypool. I think that's probably a negative swap overall, just for overall team strength. And they're not going to have Claypool fully integrated into the offense yet. So can't see him like being a dominant WR1 in this game. So it seems like they took a step back overall team strength wise, and yet the market loves Chicago in this spot. So very interesting line move this week.
It really, really is. I think, watching Justin Fields play the last couple of weeks, they're no longer just 8 punts a game. They actually can score a little bit, 29 against the Cowboys. So we'll see what the Dolphins can do today, and we will have one play from that game coming up very, very shortly. But we can't not pay attention to other sports. There are 4 NBA games today. Already picks on the Cavs and the Lakers as well. But, Mikey, all important, especially early in the season, the injury report. What do we got?
Yeah, fortunately, not many games today, so it's not going to take 30 minutes to run through the injury report. But we've got Donovan Mitchell with an ankle injury, Darius Garland with a knee, both listed as questionable, both missed the last game for the Cavs here. On the other side, Anthony Davis listed questionable, probably going to play, have to monitor it always with him. And then LeBron listed as probable, which is new because he had been listed as questionable every game going in. Looks like he's going to play going forward. For Toronto, this is probably the biggest, most important spot of the day. Pascal Siakam listed doubtful with a growing injury. Fred VanVleet is listed questionable. He's got some lower back stiffness. That's an injury that kind of pops up when players are wanting rest. Teams are wanting to rest players a little bit. He did not play in the last game. I would expect him to go, considering Siakam was doubtful, but something to monitor. And then on the other side, we've got Zach LaVine, who appears to be questionable for most games so far this season. They're listing it as injury management for that left knee. So he's going to be questionable pretty much every game here in this kind of situation. So you're going to have to monitor that going forward with Chicago.
Every time I hear management, I can't help but go back to the video a couple of weeks ago. Kevin Garnett did an interview on a podcast. He said they pay you to play 82. Not 72, 82. Oh, I love Kevin Garnett. Can you imagine telling Kevin Garnett, you got to sit out tonight? You're healthy, but you got to. Can you imagine how that would have gone back in the day? Can you imagine how that would have gone back in the day? All right, let's get into our board. We have best bets across the board. We have our prop show from Friday, a ton of props from there. Also more props today, but right here, right now, we're going to start with two from the Maestro. I know he's not on the show, but he sent in two because he's always thinking about you at home. Now, we just talked about the Bears and Justin Fields. He has been using his legs tremendously well. So we're going to start with Justin Fields over 50.5 rush yards, minus 115. He's really starting to play with confidence and using his legs also. Then Panthers, they're playing a lot better. They have a stud in DJ Moore. You saw last week. He catched this basically in one catch at the end, then took his helmet off. We know how that went. But we're going to go over 63.5 receiving yards, minus 110, as this Panthers team and P.J. Walker start to get even more and more in sync under this new coaching staff. All right, Mikey, we talked about the Dolphins, and there's been one player that if you said this year that a receiver could be an MVP, it wouldn't be crazy. It won't happen, but that's how good this guy has been. Who am I talking about?
Yeah, it's going to be Tyreek Hill, Coach. We're going right back to the well here. Like we've done many times with Jamar Chase, we're doing it with Tyreek Hill in these plus matchups. The number is 89.5 this week, up 2 yards from the 87.5 that we played last week. I'll play this up to 94. The simulation number, however, is still 107 in this particular matchup. He has the number one graded PFF matchup this week in terms of wide receiver cornerback matchups, just like he did last week. This time, we get to pick on Kyler Gordon, the rookie from the Chicago Bears, their number one overall draft pick for their team this past season. He struggled so far this year, not rated in the top 80 defensive backs so far. Love the spot for Tyreek. You're going to hear storylines. You're going to have questions asking about the wind in this game. Most of the big win looks to be early, like pregame and very, very early in the game, with winds dying down throughout the game. But we're only seeing numbers around 15 miles per hour, gusts up to 20. Not a significant deal. Nothing like the college football things that we've seen of 25 to 30 to 35 mile per hour winds. Not going to impact. And then another way that Tyreek gets a lot of his yards is after the catch on low depth of target passes. So I love the spot for Tyreek. Once again, we're going to play it. He's hit it in 5 of 8 games. 2 of the 3 games that he missed had quarterback injury issues. We've got games of 188, 190, 177, and 160 so far. So if you're someone who likes to make alternative plays and ladder this up, I'm fine laddering it up all the way to 150.
Listen to that. All the way to 150. This guy's been a beast. Now, Mikey, Ballin in the chat says, Coach and Mikey, they're going to be upset when their Chiefs lose tonight. Hey, Ballin, if you want to go with a little money line showdown, we're cool with that. I don't think you will because it's a 12.5 point spread. But if you want to ride it, I'll be glad to take it. I know Mikey will take it too, right, Mikey?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's going to be the Malik Willis show tonight. Yep.
There you go. The rookie in Arrowhead Sunday night. I don't think so. All right, we got 2 more big plays from the Maestro. That's right. He sent in 4 today. So we have the Fields. We have the DJ Moore. Now we're going to go Leonard Fournette under 47.5 rush yards. Now the Bucks, they've not been playing well. They've not been running the ball well. They haven't been doing very much well at all. Fournette, all he's been doing this season is catching passes, not running the ball. So we'll go under 47.5, minus 103. Then Aaron Jones, over 66.5 rush yards, minus 115. He has been the lone bright spot for that Packers offense, and it doesn't matter the score. He plays hard every single minute, and we love this number at minus 115. All right, RJ, with your boy the Maestro out today, you are more than qualified to take his spot. What do you like today?
Let's give out 3 winners then, since we're going to sit in the Larry spot here. I sent in Atlanta +3. It's actually down to 2.5 in a lot of places, so many people probably can't get the +3. Atlanta is still a PJ Walker miracle bomb away from being 7-1 against the spread. Their defense doesn't get sacks, but the Chargers pass game is down several pieces on the offensive side. The Chargers defense, 32nd in rush yards per play, plays right into what Atlanta wants to do, especially now Cordell Patterson activated off the IR. I think that's the reason the lines come down a little bit. But even so, Chargers don't run away from teams. It feels like this is a push at worst at 3. If you can't get the 3 and you're seeing 2.5, I still like the over in this game, even with the Chargers offensive injuries, because they have Josh Palmer, and I like him to go over 55.5 receiving yards. He topped this in his last game versus an elite Denver defense, thanks to getting 9 catches on 12 targets. He was the number 1 receiver that week because of the injuries, and he is again here with the Chargers still being injured at the position. Atlanta is a much easier matchup with one of the NFL's worst pass defenses than that Denver game. And with the Atlanta offense running all over the Chargers defense, Herbert's going to have to throw plenty. It's not like the Chargers are going to go up and be able to sit on a lead. So I think Palmer's going to get plenty of opportunities in this game. Could get to that 12 targets number again. Definitely going to sail over 55.5 receiving yards. Third play I like, we're going to the Colts game and looking at Sam Ehlinger going over 28.5 rush yards. He only had 6 carries for 15 yards in his debut. I think that might be part of the reason the offensive coordinator was fired. They wanted to get more mobility in the quarterback position and didn't do it really in that game. So maybe making that change here will get him to be a little bit more running around with the ball. The New England defense has allowed the second most rush yards to quarterbacks all year, and Indy has the blueprint for success there after Fields carved up the New England defense. So with Taylor out, Hines traded, team has to get more creative on the ground in the run game, and I think that comes down to Ehlinger. I think he's going to go well over this 28.5 rush yards number.
He definitely has a lot of confidence. He's always played with a ton of confidence. Now, second start, I think he'll settle in. I haven't seen anybody else on this. That's why my man is the absolute best. Mikey, we've got a situation. We have got a situation. So Ballin apparently wants to do a money line showdown. I'm assuming with both of us. And what that means is this, that whoever wins the bet. The spread is 12.5. But Ballin, we'll take all comers. So all I need you to do, if you want I'll let Mikey have the first showdown. I'll take the second one. If you want, I know you said you're in, but if you want a money line showdown, put your Twitter handle in the chat and say, I'm in for one or I'm in for both, and there's no spread. And I'll respect it, but you know the rules. You got to pay before midnight Eastern or you're out of the showdown club. So I will read Casey.
I mean, are we actually playing a straight up money line, or does he want the plus 460 is the question?
Oh, no. Money line means money line. Now, I would go 2-1 though, Mikey. I would do that. To be fair, I would go 2-1.
I mean, yeah, I'll go 2-1, of course.
Would you go 2-1?
The number is 450. I will absolutely take the free money. Expected value all day.
We'll go 2-1. We'll go 2-1 for both of them. Ballin, if you're in, say I'm in for one or I'm in for both, and put in your Twitter handle, and we will handle all of the rest. All of a sudden, this morning just got really, really fun. All right, grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of Jake the Snake on the ones and the twos. Mikey, one play so far. He'll be back tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time with the donkey. More best bets. He loves Tyreek Hill today. Over 89.5 receiving yards minus the 110. Then the stoic one. R.J. White, he's on the Falcons plus 3. Josh Palmer over 55.5 receiving yards, minus 119. And Sam Ehlinger with his legs, let's go over 28.5 rush yards, minus 123. Then the Maestro, thinking about you even when he's not on the show. Justin Fields over 50.5 rush yards, minus 115. DJ Moore over 63.5 receiving yards, minus 110. Leonard Fournette, let's go under his rush yards at 47.5. That's minus 103. And then Aaron Jones over 66.5 rush yards at minus 115. All right. Apparently, the showdown is not going to happen because Ballin has disappeared. He has disappeared from the chat. So no showdown for me and you, Mikey. But that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes sometimes. All right. Again, we'll be back at noon Eastern time, breaking down all the afternoon games. And again, tonight at 7:30 p.m. Last week, we were something like 28-10 just on Sunday. My guys know. I encourage you to turn on your notifications so anytime we start a show, you don't miss 1 second of these guys. All right? With that being said, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. We still have a look ahead. See, I didn't forget about you. We still have a look ahead. RJ White, give us something to look forward to.
It's like, might I have to cut him off again? No, the look ahead here is Kansas City minus 9.5 next week against the Jaguars. Jaguars getting 3 points more respect than Tennessee is weird, even with the QB injury to me. Jacksonville has continued to disappoint. I can't see this line closing under 10. Kansas City won't play till Sunday Night Football, as we just went over. So if Jacksonville face plants, as the market suggests, because this line is for the Vegas game has grown to 2.5-point favorites. So I think the market's expecting Vegas to go and take care of business. I think the Jacksonville Kansas City line is going to grow in that sense. So 9.5 seems too low for me. My numbers right now have it 12.5. So I think it's going to go up by the time it reopens later today.
We have been so successful on these look ahead lines. And since the book started allowing you to bet other games, it's a really, really smart way of doing it. Obviously, injuries could happen, but those 2, 3, 4 points sometimes, they matter so very much. All right, so apparently the chat is now telling me he's in. He is in. All right, so Ballin, if you're in, I need your Twitter handle. That confirms it, okay? If you're in, put in your Twitter handle. That's all you need to do. We'll pay you 2-1 if we win. It's a straight money line, no spread. And you pay us $100 if you lose. All I need your Twitter handle to confirm it. All right, now we got to get ready for our noon show. So there's only one thing now left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, love them all. Stoic One, RJ White, M Squared, Jake the Snake on the ones and the twos, and the entire crew all throughout the land, working for you on a Sunday. Officially, we've started the second half of the season, sort of. It's week 9. We're fired up. We're ready right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.